What up, Best Self Squad? Welcome back to this week's Trev Talk. So, housekeeping items first. We've got plenty of Best Self and BSW apparel available. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. This right here is the hem cut Best Self Warrior t-shirt. So, it's got a hem cut at the bottom. Super comfy. It looks really cool. I can wear it when I work out. I can wear it when I go out. I can wear it with, nice jeans or khakis and kind of dress it up. I can also just throw on some gym shorts and head out and do what I got to do fitness wise, but plenty of other options. Go to the websites, they're down below, check them out and buy something. But now, so this week's Trev Talk, something that I've been thinking about a lot is how often do you take a close look at your life? So how often do you analyze like your daily or weekly habits? How often do you analyze where you're spending your money, how much money you're pulling in, what you're using in terms of your time, your energy, your relationships, your resources? How are you feeling on a day-to-day basis? What are you eating on a day-to-day basis? What does your sleep schedule look like on a day-to-day basis? All that fun stuff. How often do you really go in and analyze and look at all these different components? Now, the reason I find this so useful is any successful company, any successful team, any successful thing comes from understanding the quantifiable data around that thing, that team, that group, whatever it may be. And that applies very directly to you, whatever it is that you're looking to do with your life, whoever it is you're looking to become or just continue to be. Complacency is going to kill any dream that you have, any version of yourself that you want to become or sustain. And so I'll just run through kind of what I do from the most like minuscule aspects of this to the most like macro level aspects of how I analyze my life and everything going on, all the moving parts. And if any of it seems like it would work for you, go ahead and use it. If it doesn't seem like it would work for you, don't use it. But this is kind of what I do. So the first base level things that I do, I have a habits tracker on my phone. So I've got like all of my daily and weekly habits with business, with nutrition, with fitness, with like mindfulness meditation stuff, with stretching and recovery, with reaching out to family and friends, sleeping, all the way down to like making sure I brush my teeth. Everything is on there. Every habit that I want to make sure that I'm doing consistently is in that tracker. And I've been using that for years. So I've got the analytics on like from the last couple of years. Is it seasonal how I go about those things? Is it based on the month? Is it based on the day of the week? And I can go back and I can analyze the patterns and see what it is that I need to really put focus on each day, each week, each month, so on and so forth. So that's the first thing. The second thing, this is something that I've been doing for the past couple of years, is I have an accountability partner. So this is a good friend of mine who, although obviously our lives are very different, he works in a different industry. He's married, I'm single. There are a lot of differentiators, but more or less just self-awareness and self-mastery wise, we are in a very similar place. And so he's a great person for me to send my weekly accountability list to and him to send to me. And we've tried different methods of this. Right now we've kind of pulled back and we just send a message with our list and with a little, motivational snippet to the other person. There are periods of time where we'll hop on calls or meet in person to really dive deep into everything that goes on with our week. But finding someone who actually will keep you accountable is going to be huge. Not just having a yes man. Obviously, you need someone who's going to support you and cheer you on, but who's also going to actually hold you accountable if you're not following through on anything that you're saying you're going to do. So you got the tracker, you got the accountability partner. The next thing that I do is multiple times a day, I just check in with myself. So much like I was talking about RMT in the last video, I believe. I don't know. There's another video where I talk about doing RMT multiple times a day. Another thing that I do multiple times a day is what I call an energy audit. So just like taking account of like how I'm feeling, based on what I've eaten, what I've done, who I've associated with. How am I feeling? Do I feel productive? Do I feel fulfilled? Do I feel joyful? Do I feel peaceful? All of those different things. I go to the extreme, and I probably check in with myself at least every few hours, at most every 15 minutes throughout the day. You can do that once a day. You can do it a couple times a day, but just simply like pausing, taking a step back from all the million things going on, and simply checking in with yourself and seeing how you're doing, how you're feeling, and then the actions that you're taking. Are those things in alignment with who and where you want to be in your life? So those are all the more kind of minor things. The bigger pieces to this puzzle, one is journaling. So I do it on a weekly basis, sometimes more if I really feel I need to get a thought down, but at least once a week, I go over all of the highlights of the week. I go over a deeper dive into what I think went well, what I think could have been improved, challenges that I faced, how did I handle those challenges, and just where am I at in life? Where do I want to be going? Am I on the level of progression that I want to be? If so, why? If not, why not? And really dissecting all the different areas within that. So financial, business, relationships with friends, relationships with family, hobbies, all of those areas of life, just actually looking into them. And then probably the one that everybody does is like on your birthday and on New Year's is usually when people actually take account of their life, where they're at, where they're going. And I fully believe in those, but doing it the right way. So not just writing down a couple New Year's resolutions and then like throwing them in the trash 2 weeks later when you fall short, but really actually looking back on the patterns of what you've done around New Year's, what worked, what didn't, and what can you apply going into that next period to allow you to grow and to expand and to evolve into that best version of yourself. So there's probably more that I'm not saying, but that is more than enough to get you started. If you're at a point where you just feel like you're fumbling and like you don't have a good grasp on these different areas of your life, the first thing is just get aware of it. So track these things, monitor these things. That's something, if you work with a financial coach, the first thing they're going to have you do probably is track your spending, track your income, all of that stuff. If you're working with a fitness coach or nutrition coach or any of that stuff, it starts with tracking, how often are you going to the gym? What are you eating? All of that stuff. So tracking, just be aware of it. This is something that this is a pet peeve of mine. Obviously, I need to work on relieving that as a pet peeve. But if someone comes to me and they know more about like an athlete, so if someone comes to me and they're like, "Oh, LeBron James has however many like passes and points per game and all that stuff," but they couldn't tell me how much money they made last month. They couldn't tell me how consistent they were with their sleep schedule. They couldn't tell me. They can tell me more about this person that, quite frankly, has nothing to do with their life than they can tell me about them, who has almost everything to do with their life. That's something where if the timing is right and it's the right person, I will absolutely jump in and give them a verbal, and just mention like you need to get control of these things. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Just taking a closer look at your life. It is such a good way to make sure that you're on the path you want to be on. Obviously, life has its ups and downs. Obviously, there is seasonal adversity and challenges. And then on the flip side, there's also seasonal like promotions and bonuses and highlights and all of those things. There is going to be that ebbs and flow that you just like, you can't really like prepare for, that life will throw at you, but you can still track it. You can monitor it, you can analyze it, and you can become hyper aware to allow yourself to recognize those patterns, realize what's going on, and course correct in the direction you want to go. So that is the lesson for the week. Again, pick up some merch. If you like this video, That is why there's a like button. If you have comments, questions, concerns, anything you want to throw in the comments, throw it down below. If you do not currently subscribe, I do these videos every week and I have a podcast every week. So plenty of content to go through, wide variety of topics, guests, all that fun stuff. But subscribe, like, comment, all of that stuff, and we will catch you next week. Peace.